Hello, amigo. Gardens of One on Instagram, and this is episode 802 or 805.2 rather. I don't know. And that's titled "This is a Weed Nerd World." Hopefully, you guys have had a great Sunday. Good start to your Monday morning. Had to let the dogs in. Still move. What up? I got a little one. I'm ready. I'm past ready. I had to let the dogs in, Drew. Zilla. Green grape. Cheers to you. Warming up a little breed. Get ready to fucking roll one. Some tea. It's nice. Catch the crab. What's up, man? How you doing? I'll roll up some of this Northern Lights again. Let's wait to buy. And way to go. Yeah. Oh, there we go. You guys smoking on. Black. That's real. There it is. Little nugget of some Northern Lights. Here's the Weed Nerds. What up, be? What's up, Billy? Buddy Kilowatts, Tom. What up? Just move the jump. Time Colombian. Nice. One of the velvet punch. Nice. You should be happy with all of those. Benny Ben. What's up with you? I don't see what you guys smoking on. Oh, there we go. Red pill. As soon as it comes out of my mouth. Red pill fucking smoking a little dabbing. Little GMO. You got fun to go to that Skull and Roses. What up, baby? Bangers. Leaving there now. I bet that'd be fun. Fred Anderson, yo, yo, yo. Just speaking of you, from the Northern Lights. Speaking of you in the Northern Lights, Brent. Cheers.
Yeah, that gut feeling that
I have gut feelings all the time.
But you weren't really sure what the next best steps were to achieve.
Actually, thinking about sitting in on that.
So what's your more?
Oh, what else we got here that sounds fun? A little funky until somebody pumps in. Scary.
What's your more?
Let's go back with Coolio. Gangsta's Paradise. Cheers to you, THC Garage. What are you smoking on? Since there's been very few. Either there's like nobody smoking or they just don't want to share. I'm not sure which tonight. So much cut in the grinder. Gems and Genetics. Is that May 26th, Red Pill? I'll be there in May. I think but I won't be there this 29th. I gotta be an adult. I gotta work. Come on. Get a little hash on this. Smoking black moon. That's it. All right. A little bit of this, a little bit of that. Be ready to smoke. I love me some hash. Hash is always good. I was raised by the street. Let's sit here just rocking out, listen to the song, slowly forgetting, spacing. What a kilowatt coming in. Oh, why you say it? It's your piece. It should be fun. Come on, earpiece. 1 second, about a kilowatt. Hour. Sorry, I'm bummed. I'm gonna miss you again, right, Phil? What's up, buddy?
Driving home from music.
How was it?
Oh, it was epic. It was fucking crazy, fun, perfect weather, good vibes. Yeah. Bill was good. Last night was good.
What did you have a favorite song or moment during tonight's performance?
Tonight with Phil and friends, his guitar player was Dwayne Betts. That's Dickie Betts' son from the Allman Brothers days. And yeah, they played a lot of Allman Brothers stuff, which was really good. And truth is last night I missed Phil, and that was he played Terrapin in a really good show, but I was at a different concert. Tonight was the last night of the festival, so his set list was from 5 to 8 o'clock. It ended early tonight, so it was cool that it ended early. I'll get home in a reasonable hour, but it was sort of short, but it was good. It was good. I had fun. There was other bands.
Was it really
There was
good?
other bands earlier. JGB played, and Moon Alice, and partied with all my friends.
Nice.
So,
Greetings and salutations, Bingus. Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off, buddy.
Cheers, buddy.
yeah, good to see you, Vegas.
So awesome. What are you smoking on tonight, Bingus?
Platinum acid is I need to mute that. I'm sorry. Platinum acid.
Sounds pretty good. What about yourself, buddy? Oh,
I just pulled off the freeway and parked and rolled a joint for the ride. Don Mega. I've been liking this Don Mega strain from Soulfire. Yeah.
Hey,
Most of the day out smoking apples and bananas, and I roped up earlier this morning, but switching up for the ride home.
the platinum asset new to your garden there, Bingus?
that is a cross of Smiley's platinum cake with Spartacus, my double white cheese mail. And it is awesome. And I've gotten a lot of good reports about it. I also wanted to say I have reshucked more beans. So anybody in the chat room that is interested in either the Bingus Berry or the Platinum Asset, make sure to email me. I'm going to just give away as many packs as I can to the Weed Nerd World. So My email is bingus503@gmail.com. I'll put it in the chat room. I ran out because I didn't have enough shuck. So I want to continue that 420 giveaway to the Weed Nerd World. That's
Sure,
the
they
main reason.
appreciate it.
That's the main reason I wanted to come up and chat with you for a minute here. Sorry to interrupt you there, buddy.
Oh no, I'm driving. You guys talk away. I just want to listen. I'm glad there's a Weed Nerd World because I'll be home before I know it listening.
Yeah. It's
3-hour ride total.
Where are you coming from?
Well, I'm leaving Ventura Fairgrounds up in, Ventura, California, and I'm going back to my house in northern San Diego. And so far, there's been like two traffic, but it's because they're working like Sunday night. You'd think, oh, what should be wide open. There's not many cars on the road, but that's the night they usually pick to close down all the lanes to do stuff. I've already been in two of those. So we'll see how it goes here.
It grows. Yeah, there's a lot of people not driving correctly these days. I've noticed I had a good friend of mine was in a head-on collision because someone decided to go down the wrong side of the freeway.
Damn.
So
I always wonder how somebody gets on the wrong way, how many seconds before you realize you're going the wrong way, but it does happen.
It's tragic to hear. I think Bingus froze. Yeah, the highway can be shitty sometimes, man. My eyes can't handle them fucking orange barrels anymore, man. That reflective shit they put on them bitches fucks with my eyes when they go by, when I've got a long row of them.
Well, I've started to know that. Now the freeway's not bad, but on 2-lane roads, some of these new headlights, I guess I don't even know. But yeah, sometimes they don't even have their brights on. It's just their headlights. It's like, yeah, it kind of bugs my eyes. Like it's too bright. I don't know if you know what I'm talking about, but some people have these super headlights these days.
Fucking muted. Fuck yeah, them LED headlights, them blues, them things seem to carry forever, man.
Yeah, every once in a while they bug me, like I'm tired but yeah, there's times I'm like, yeah, fuck.
So what's the next show?
Well, this weekend is it's called Willie's 90th. So it's 2 nights at the Hollywood Bowl. And if you pull it, I couldn't begin to tell you that it's so many artists. It's Snoop Dogg and Warren and Bob Weir and just about everybody related to Willie Nelson music are on the bill too. It's called Willie's 90th. And that's now the rest of my friends that I just left, they left driving north because Willie Nelson is playing at the Frost at Stanford tomorrow. I guess the Willie Nelson band. But I'll see him this weekend for the 90th birthday. He played last night. He did like a 5-song medley with his 2 sons. It was really pretty good. He was in rare. I see Willie pretty often. Same with some other musicians in their late 70s and 80s. Some nights they got that energy, like if they were younger, and other nights, yeah, you think that might be the end.
Fuck though. I mean, fuck it. 90, man. I hope I'm doing half that shit.
Yeah. Willie still does it, man. Last night it was both his sons and him on guitar, and they were really yeah, Willie was digging in on, I forget the name of his guitar, but yeah, it's all especially with Willie or some of these musicians, yeah, like every time you see him, you never know, that could be the last time. I mean, I wouldn't blame any of these guys to hang it up because it's still work. It's, like.
Yeah, it is. Well, I think some of that is like it goes for anything rather. I think every well-seasoned carpenter I know or tradesman that has been doing it for a long period of time knows that there's a sweet spot where you can sway off of like physical work and then still maintain a healthy, not fucked up life. But if you go past that point, you're almost doomed to keep with it. You know what I mean? You got to keep working that hard life. You stop, and that seems to be like a fucking year or two after giving up that physical work or whatever, you're fucking done. Your body just goes into atrophy and fucking starts. Yeah. So they know, well, most of them, man. I'm gonna be doing this until.
As I'm getting older, I realize some people retire well, and other people not so well, and some people are like meant to work until they drop. One thing, I grow weed. That's my career. It is my passion. Like so, and that has never waned. Like I've had burnouts over the years. So I've burned out on them for a while, but it's my passion. And what do they say? Like you're pretty lucky if somehow you make your living off your passion. That very few people are lucky enough to do that.
I agree.
Most people that work past their retirement, it's because it's their passion. Like if it was something you didn't like, well, the moment I could retire and collect retirement, I would.
At some point, so I wonder, well, it's like anything else, man. Retirement sounds good, or all not working sounds good until you've done it for over a couple of weeks. First couple of weeks, it's all good and great, and after that, you're like, "Well, fuck, I did everything I wanted to do, basically, with my lay around time, rest, whatever. Now I'm bored. I want to fucking do something. You know what I mean? You gotta have something to fill that void with."
Well, and it does seem like, what's that saying? Like 60's the new 40, or it does seem like in the last couple of decades, people and expected longevity has gone up quite a bit. Like 80, 90, that used to be like I know plenty of people now. I know other people and they're that old that don't have it so well, but I also know few people in their 80s and 90s that are just they slow down. They're not. I'm not going to say they're as active as they were. A lot of it's physically, but they're sharp as a tack and still living like productive lives.
That's why
I think if you can, just keep doing what you're doing. You probably have longer longevity than the retired way. But everybody's different. Everybody's got their own metabolism, and a lot of people, their jobs and careers have put such wear and tear on them physically that it's a little hard for them to keep doing that, especially like you say, construction. Yeah, a lot of times construction guys that have been doing that 30, 40, 50 years, their bodies are pretty beat up.
I know a cat right now. It's fucking what? He's 67. 67 and still rough framing houses. Not just because he don't necessarily need the money. He he knows that, like I said, he stops doing what he's always been doing and shit. What's next? You know, you have to keep that up or you seize up damn near. Yeah.
Yeah. And he must love framing. I mean, that's
Yeah.
an art.
It's a good and bad thing, I think. You know what I mean? As you're saying, if you're 67 and still walking walls, you're a bad motherfucker. But you know what I mean?
Sure. Where's everyone else? We Las Vegas.
I don't know. You and Chad, I think Bingus' internet popped out. It's a slow Sunday night.
Yeah. Well, the life of a grower, like even why I'm making this 3-hour ride, because we had a hotel room till tomorrow, but no, I have plants. Like, it's not really my plants or my veg. I have a lot of stuff in germination and small root riots and yeah, they only good for a day or like 2 days. That's it. I need to get back in the water tonight. Like, what do you say? If you want to play, you gotta pay.
I lost my internet. That was weird.
Oh, there
I
you
thought-
are.
I thought it was you, Eagle. It was me. I'm going,
I thought
Eagle.
it was me too.
I usually have really good connections. I don't know. It's back. Had to restart everything.
Supposed to get a wave of solar bullshit tonight.
Really? Maybe that might be it. I don't know. Craziness happens. Nothing's perfect anymore. I guess it never was.
No, you're right. So we were talking about you last night. So is your trip in May or is it in June?
June 18th, I'll be there in Colombia, South America. Yeah.
We're all rooting for you. We can't wait to see how Bingus comes back. He come back looking fucking 30. I think we'll all be lining up to go down. I'll take the Bingus package.
Well, Chuck Liddell has gotten younger. And that's what I'm kind of basing that off of. I don't know. We'll see. I just want to get rid of this pain on my neck. I have it under control, but if I can get rid of it completely, and I've seen interviews of people that have the exact same injury, and they're like, "What neck problem?" I'm like, "What? What neck problem?" Okay, and I'm like, "All right, this guy's probably getting paid, right?" And then I go to the next one, and he's saying the same thing, and then a woman who's obviously not lying is saying the same thing, and I'm just like, I researched it for a couple of years, and then I had a friend of mine who recommended it. He broke his neck too in the same place, and he's walking around like he's a new man. I'm like, all right, that's the guy who made the CBD oil, the special blend, which he just found 5 more gallons of, which I'm like, yay, because I thought it was done. But anyway, he's a crazy dude. So if he can run around like a chicken with his head cut off without any problems with his neck, I said, I'm in. So yeah, June 18th. I'm stoked.
Keep right at the fork to stay on US 101 South.
I think we're all stoked for you, my friend. Or, you know what I mean?
Well, that dude, again on the I don't know if I think I was live when I said, if you guys, anybody that didn't get that where I said ran out of stock, get a hold of me at Bingus503 Gmail. And I reshucked a bunch of seeds today. So I want it. They're all F1s, just so everybody know. But I tell you what, I've had some very good results. So instead of a giveaway, I'm just going to give everybody, whoever wants it, basically.
That's a good way to go about it. 100%.
It's not that expensive really to do it. I'm just being honest, because with a 2-ounce stamp and an envelope, it doesn't cost me too much to get it out there at all. So
do you do something special? Because unless it's I'm literally, you probably fucking miss those days. I literally went to like war with my fucking local post office. Literally. Oh yeah. Threatened to, I went in there, fucking made a big old scene. I was like prepared. I had like screenshots of their website and what a stamp would cover. And like, I mean, I had shit on shit on shit. And everything they had, like everything they said, I like a reply for. You know what I mean? Like flip, well, on the website, and fucking, oh man, I asked for it. And at the end of the day, man, I was like, what is the attorney general's fucking, what is the postmaster general's fucking number here?
let's
They're
go to
like,
the top.
we don't know. And I'm like, you don't know your boss's fucking phone number? And they all like trying to fucking give me like that post office is like, I'm like, no, you already told me this idiot's involved. I don't want, I gotta get above your head and shit. And yeah, they were like peeling the envelopes. I was putting same thing, same stamp, everything in black and white. Every white paper, if you will, I can find says fucking that stamp should carry something up to what, 15 ounces or something like that.
No, 2 ounces.
2 ounces?
Yeah, which is, come on,
In 1,000 feet,
that's
keep left
plenty of weight you can cover
Time for
with
the
seeds.
So
report.
they're like fingering them and telling me, oh no, as soon as they hit that seed vial, they're like, nope, not right here. And I'm like, no, that's not what shit says. Oh, it's an irregular package. Well, who gives a shit? Yeah, I went off since I've had, most packages go out. I think they kind of just gave up on me, the fight, but I had trouble at 2 branches so far with them like feeling the seeds. And like, I find if I drop them in like the box, I'm good. But if I take them in and just hand them like a bunch of fucking stamps or envelopes, they go, they're dicky about it.
No, I have them I have my post lady grab them, write it. She had a big bundle of them. She comes up, she goes, oh, okay, thanks. And she'll mail them. But the way I send them, and I've had pretty much 100% success, is I take 1/4-inch cardboard, because I have lots of boxes around here, and I cut a square about the size of a sticker. And then I cut a square in the middle of that square and I dig out the cardboard for a recess. And then I put the seeds in there and I just put tape over that. And then I put stickers on either side of it and I slip it in the envelope. So when you hold it up to the light, all you see are stickers. I mean, even if the wedge slips out a little bit, it's still a sticker. I mean, and then the tape keeps the seeds from making any noise. And it's been pretty effective. Just be careful taking the tape off, because some of the seeds might be sticking to it. So, and I sent 3 went to, 1 went to Canada, 1 went to UK, and 1 went to Australia. And with the global stamp, which is $1.45, again, it's to get your genetics across the pond for $1.50. Come on, that's awesome. So I've been dealing with the post office now, because that's how I make my deliveries for the patients that I provide for, is they get a smell-proof 9x6 box and it comes right to their door, and it's been 100% effective. So as long as I use first-class mail, and if you get over 4 ounces, then of course then you got to go priority mail, and priority mail randomly gets probed. So you don't want to do that. Just saying. I don't know if I should be discussing this, but sorry.
No, yeah, I appreciate it. Florida Nugs, I think everybody knows that fucking seeds are illegal to sell or ship.
Yeah,
We're talking about the post office being dicky about fucking, you
Dude,
know,
yeah.
they're the ones that need to get on board. You should send them a memo.
Yeah, do that, will you please? They dude, it's government work, man. That's the other reason why I told you about the time when I went up to the counter and I had a box that I was just, this is when I was first started doing this. And I boxed everything up and had it all smell proof, right? And then I put it back in the refrigerator where all the weed was. Well, fucking dumbass, right? So it smells like weed. Guy puts the label on the box, right? And he goes, "What do you got in here?" I go, "I don't know. I'm just a delivery guy, right?" And I'm freezing. There's a line behind me, everything, right? And he goes, "Well, just a minute." And fuck, I'm waiting for the cops to come out and everything, right? And the manager comes out pissed. All right, not at me, at the guy for holding up the line. He goes, "Nah, sorry, man, we can't send this stuff." Guy yells from the back of me, "Use UPS." I'm like, oh fuck, I'm really making a spectacle at this point. He had to take the tag off and give me back my package. And I ran out of there and haven't been back to that post office since. But he was pissed at him because, dude, the business attitude would be, all right, take the guy's package in, and then we'll send him one of those little threatening emails like, "Your package is being confiscated by law enforcement." Dude, I have several friends that work at the post office, and they look for stuff not to do. It's not unless if it's federal, it has to really be like $300,000 of a take or more, or they just kind of like scare you. Because early on, I had that happen too.
I can tell you, a friend of mine, a friend from high school, works in the post office for over 10 years. For 8 years, he's under the security division in the post office out here. And this is what he said: his department, like security division, 90% of the investigations and things they do are like rooting out corrupt postal employees that steal or do whatever. And that unless it's like an outside authority that is coming in, like you say, a large, huge amount, they just dispose of anything that they find, or that they don't have time, money.
In a special waste basket that they know about.
Yeah, well, part of even the thing with the investigations of the bad employees. Yeah, well, don't think like beyond like contraband type stuff. There's also a lot of valuables. People send watches, people send money, people send a lot of stuff. There's cases where people in the post office are stealing stuff.
Contraband boxes like the employee of the month, like fucking treasure box. They're like, all right, employee gets one pig out of the confiscated box and shit.
Well, I caught the first scare I got, where I got one of those emails early on saying, "We've confiscated your shit," right? I called my buddy Buddy is talking about a guy who works at the post office. He goes, he goes, "Let me guess." I go, how can I avoid this ever happening again? He kind of said what Buddy just said. And he says, "Well, let me guess. You used a used box and you taped every crook and cranny in it, and you put your return address as a legal state." And I go, "Yeah." He goes, "Did you send it to an illegal state?" I go, "Well, on this one, yeah." He goes, "Dude, you're lucky the postal people didn't keep it, because that's how they get their weed, is they look for boxes that they know damn well, So he said,
worked on,
he told me, he told me the way to do it, excuse me, the way to do it is get a clean box, 9x6 box, buy it on Amazon, tape it professionally, put a nice label on it. Don't over tape it. Make sure it's in a smell proof 10 mil Mylar iron, shut type container. I throw a few suckers and things and little treats in there as well. Because then when they rattle it, it's like, well, that's not weed, it's rattling, right? So just, and I've had 100% success since then. So
I've always thought, like, along with what you're saying, that, like, first off, if you've worked on those lines, hundreds of thousands of packages a month go through, you start to notice things like handwritten labels, which aren't that many. You notice where they're coming from. You notice the over taping, big one. Like, you try to just blend in, like don't have like anything that stands out.
I use a return address of a local church. Okay. Or there's a church in Texas that I've used because it's a non-legal state. I've had 2 packages where the guy gave me the wrong address and they got lost. So, but I mean, you gave me the wrong address, man. And you keep good records.
Priority mail for pretty much regularly. It's got to be way over 10 years. I guess I've been lucky. It's like, but
it's less and less of a problem too. So
normally it's like if they say 3 day, if they say, oh, it's going to get there whatever day, usually gets there the day before. And they keep raising the price, but compared to the other companies, they're still,
Oh, it started about let's see, 4 years ago, it was $425 on an average. Now it's $575. So that's how much it's gone up in 4
you guys
years.
were talking about earlier, I had 1 pack of seeds that someone wanted a duck raise. So I figured, well, I put it in a number 10 envelope, and it didn't have a bulge or anything. It was, and I thought, well, I should better just put a stamp on it, right? No, the lady, she felt it. She says, oh, she said parcel. And then she ended up charging me 5 something. But I can remember you used to be able to just about stuff anything you wanted to a number 10 size envelope, as long as it didn't weigh more than the amount. They didn't say, oh, well, that's parcel.
What they've told me now is it's the thickness. All right. That's why I went to cardboard, the little cardboard trick.
They wanted to be able to run through the sorting machines and anything that, and to be honest, those sorting machines could break seeds, you know what I mean? Like, when they want everything in the flat or, in the sorting machines. Anything else then has to be hand sorted. And that's like, oh, when you pay $5, oh, it's hand sorted. Then go in the machine.
That's 2-ounce stamps. Doesn't really focus. These are the global stamps. It's insignificant. It's cheap.
Even though they claim or whatever, they lose money. Yeah, it seems like post office and their shipping should be pretty.
My boy works for FedEx, buddy. Okay, and I hear about the background of what goes on. They're so fucked up, it's crazy. And they're supposed to be one of the better ones, right? But I can get just as good service, if not better, from the post office. You just have to know how to do things with them properly, So it's like I said, I had one where I got an email, dude. I'll tell you what, if you want to have your balls become your tonsils real fast, is get an email from the federal government saying we've confiscated your package. Law enforcement. Oh shit. And usually it's a deterrent, right? my buddy, he laughed. You should see those guys. They don't do shit. They don't do anything. Like, all
To
right.
this day, I got my fucking a package flagged from Attitude Seeds and like right around 8, okay? Right around about then. Ever since then, anything that passes through the Chicago hub, which is like a main gateway into Michigan, comes with a nice little red check. After the letter, that package had a little note inside that it had been inspected.
Oh, fuck.
Yeah. And and I swear to you, to this day, whenever I get a package, it has a red check on it. I used to fucking send sub pictures because I would get my packages of seeds, right? And fucking first one came through all right, but then fucking thereafter, every pack had something jammed into it. Like a fucking like they jammed a probe in it or some shit. And I'd send him a fucking I'd always send him a picture. What's up, buddy? Some of them would just look like they'd been fucking kicked across country and shit by the time I got them and shit. It got a little nerving at some points.
It's not a perfect process. That's for damn sure.
Well, the
Right.
thing we have going for us is that they have so many millions of packages.
Yeah.
They're moving so fast just to accomplish what they're trying, promise. They don't like really have time to do much probing. Yeah, these things are moving quick. Like sometimes I'm amazed, that you can look at the tracking and you realize, yeah, this thing's moving. You drop it off, and next thing you know, it's at the hub. Next thing you know, it's out for delivery 3,000 miles away.
It works. It works. It's not a big deal, really. And like I said, if you fall into their little traps and get all scared and paranoid, then you're going to go in there all nervous. The other thing too is I don't go just to one post office. I mean, they all know me, but I go to like 6 different post offices. It's like, and I just rotate.
You say bigot is all the things that, like, I guess we're just old and I've learned or thinking through because, I'm the same. Mix it up. Always have.
Yeah.
Well,
And,
I'll tell you, like, even at my local post office, I know that the clerks over the years. Okay, I don't want the account. I don't want to put it on my credit card. I want to just pay cash.
Yeah.
And they see me in there. They see me in line. They offer. They even give me a pamphlet. Say, oh, you can sign up. You get to just drop it off. I see people. They just walk in and leave it on the counter because they already, have put the postage on themselves, printed it themselves. But like
I had one situation.
They're just like, looking out, like saying, oh, you save time, sign up for this.
I had one situation recently because I think the currency is failing where, oh, I'm sorry, I don't have a till today. I went, okay. And I always give exact. I have change, I have dollars, I have fives. I give them the exact change, right? Some of the girls say thank you, because if you go in early in the morning, they don't have any change in their till. And so you're helping them, right? But this one time, the guy says it was the manager and the other girls were gone. And he says, no, I don't have a thing. I don't have a till. I'm like, well, how are you going to do business? He goes, don't you have a credit card? I go, dude, I'm not allowed to have a credit card. All right. I use cash. And he goes, huh. And he goes, okay, and I start to walk out kind of pissed off. And he goes, hang on. I'll buy it for you. And you just give me the exact amount. Right. I go, okay. Then I look at the charge and it's US government. So he had a government card there to deal with people that only wanted to pay cash. All right. And I bet he had to fill out a report because I haven't seen that since. It happened over a week's time. He had to probably report to the government how many people are asking for straight cash and how many are going that we can get away with going digital. You know what I mean? So they use the post office as a federal funnel for information on the populace as well. And
Oh, yeah.
it's just interesting, but I always take the exact amount of cash.
Yeah, and I always grab the change because a lot of times it's like comes to 12 or whatever and 10 cents, so then they got to give me 90 cents back, and
Yeah,
I just try to have
I
the
do it.
change.
I'll mix it up too. I'll give them like too much and see if they'll give it. Oh, wait a minute. No, here. And they give me some change back and I just act stupid, right? Just act like, I mean, to play the part.
Take
You know,
exit 29.
don't act like some
5.7 south toward
looking
Corona.
around like you're doing something wrong. You know, you're just like, I'm just trying to help my grandson, or I'm just a nobody, really. And trying
I
to make it
scored
look that way.
some brownie points at my main post office. It was like tax day, so there was like exorbitant amount of the line was pretty long. And guy in front of me, a little older, was really irate and like talking to everyone and talking loud for the clerks could hear. The clerk, Don, who I've seen there for 20 years, who's his own honorary self, was the only clerk open, and he was like saying, "Yeah, there's four stations. Where's the rest of the clerks?" And blah 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 blah. And it was like, pissed off, and he kept saying all this stuff, and I for whatever reason, I usually just mind my own business. But somehow this guy bugged me, and I said to the whole like 15 people in line, I come here pretty often, and there's always 3-4 clerks that somebody must be sick today or on their break. There's never a problem here. And then when I went up to take care of my thing, Don went, "Yeah, thanks." So I got some brownie points for like sticking up for him because, I don't know what the thing was that day. Probably one of the employees knew, tax day is busy. I don't even want to come in.
It's the finesse of human relations, really. I mean, if you're trying to be in a situation, you want to do it as naturally as possible and don't act like you're a criminal. And nowadays, I mean, it's even, I think somebody mentioned in the chat, it's legal to send seeds, and even cannabis. I mean, who's to say? Are you going to test the THC level there at the post office?
So with that being said, Bingus, I was wondering this. I'm glad you brought it back up. It's so with that all being said, do you think you could set up like a storefront on like Amazon, and then your shipping would be covered under like the 2-day the 2-day prime shipping and shit? And I think that would actually, because it's an Amazon package, help it zing through some areas.
Amazon has talked about, the future using drones to do delivery.
And this is,
I remember thinking, what would be the thing that could be easily moved around drones? 8s of weed, mylar bags of weed, small amounts of weed that aren't doing anything. Like,
I don't know.
To be honest, if Amazon in that, from what I understand, Bezos has like a shadow company investment that's lobbying Congress basically in the last couple of years to have the same thing Canada has, where you can have cannabis sent within, and they'll sell it to us just like Canada. I can send weed to you.
I'd have if that was the case, buddy. I'd have an Amazon store today.
We're not here yet.
That's what I'm saying.
But Amazon, they would be if that law changes, and you can legally ship cannabis through the delivery service nationally, oh, Amazon's all over it.
Dude,
They're all
that would
over it.
be, yeah, that'd be good. The people, this is
I
how,
don't know if that would be good because, like, a small producer like ourselves and stuff, oh, at the beginning it might look good, but from the way Amazon does business,
you'd be out of stock. You'd be out of stock. But
Yeah, and they take a percentage, and then they, you
yeah,
know,
but hey, here's the thing though. It gives that gives a gateway for those that don't quite know how to navigate it. You see what I'm saying? I mean, you could I could set up a website right now and do it that way, but it's the traffic of getting those that really want it, right? And how to connect
well,
with them.
at this point, I'm not. I mean, oh yeah, there's certain states that have their own stick up their ass, but pretty much small amount what would be considered personal use. Yeah, I don't think like that. Hey, they got other problems. They got big problems with other substances and things and like, oh, I know of a couple that you can order rosin nationally through the website, click, and they just mail it to you, the little 2-gram jars.
Mhm.
You know,
It's
but
just if Amazon was able to do it, it would just give a vehicle, make an easy vehicle for those that grow. And it also, the market would separate itself. I mean, there's places on Amazon I no longer buy because I had a bad experience. You know, it gives the buyer to choose who's going to sell. I mean, who's going to sell the majority of stuff. I mean, having it delivered to, that's really what I discovered to be most successful is getting it to their door, you know, getting it to the door in their hand where they don't have to get, they don't even have to leave the computer for 2 seconds to get it, right?
Yeah, and just like everything else, like any other kind of store that would be a cannabis store, whether it was a candy shop, whatever, brick and mortars, due to like the world we live in of delivery and Amazon and all that, yeah, that's what people want.
Yeah.
They don't want to have to go somewhere.
Here's something else. Here's something else now that people I think gravitate to because I've seen this very successful is the dispensary that does their own grow, where you walk in and you can see a glass wall where you can look and see the guys working them so that they have that confidence that it's not been, you know, it's coming right from the garden to the dispensary.
Yeah,
I think you
just
could
like
just kill it with that.
like a restaurant that's a brewery, they have the same thing, a glass.
Yeah.
And you can look right through and see the guys brewing up the beer. And like there's a place here that's popular called Stone Brewery. And it's got that kind of setup. When you dine there, you can see all the stuff. When I went there, I thought, oh, one day there'll be a cannabis place like this where. You know,
the one state that I like, Texas, which is a huge state, what a great market. They're looking to turn legal here pretty soon. And I don't know, I think that would be a great place to do something like that. But there's other places, Arizona, there's Oregon. Oregon's getting to be a pain in the ass. Of course, I live here.
Like there's like a mud cycle when new states come online, right? There's like the whole, oh, it's good, and then after a few years, it starts to have the downturn. So some of it's the way it's the laws or the system. Like,
well, the corruption seeps in.
Yeah, like a state realize that all the other states that have gone like take a new approach. Pretty much every state does the same thing. They hire this company called Metric, which is like an inventory tag thing, and do the same basic thing that in a lot of those states, after 10, 15 years of it, those systems are failing.
The corruption.
They're failing. So why are you copying the failed systems? because California's a mess, Colorado's a mess,
Corruption.
Michigan's a mess,
Corruption.
Oregon, Washington.
Corruption.
Their law really working good for them.
In
Yeah.
the beginning, it's like, okay, let's see how many millions we can get. Oh, wow, look at these tax dollars coming in. All right, how can we siphon some of this shit off, and let's fucking do this and do that and let's fuck it up as much as possible so that we can rape the population. It's fucked. It really is.
But then like New York, they do. There's a couple things I thought that I like the idea of like, well, if you can smoke cigarettes there, you can smoke weed there. So like basically, in most states, you still can't smoke in public, right?
Yeah.
There, you can smoke like in public. Like they have certain rules. You can't go by schools and right in front of businesses and stuff like that. The same rules apply to cigarette smoking. Well, that seems like a good idea. But that's, so some states at least, like Thailand's a good example. Like they did it opposite of everywhere else, where they just passed an encompassing law one day to the next. And then now they're dealing with trying to set up regulatory that.
They put the toe in the water first, huh?
Yeah, well, I remember most states, like I know California, we voted for it almost 2 years before they enacted it because they needed time.
They love you a long time there. I know that.
Before right? So Thailand just like one day to the next made a deal, no taxes, no anything. Well, now I mean, Captain 420, my friend, stay in touch with him. He's pointing out, well, now there's politicians wanting to add taxes, licenses, but that to me seems like a better way to do it than the way we did it.
Instead of just jumping into the water before
One
testing
thing
it.
is, it seems like we didn't really admit that reefer madness and all the propaganda about cannabis for the last 100 years, we've changed it because there's tax dollars in it. We didn't change it and say, oh, actually, it's not a bad substance. And, like Thailand, they basically like legalized the use of cannabis. Like here, it's still like I don't know. It's hard to explain. Like,
You
it's legal,
potheads.
right?
You're a pothead.
Yeah. There's this certain kind of the media's part of it, and
You're a weed nerd.
yeah, it's okay that alcohol and people are, but
It's okay that the vaccinated
it's
alcoholics are
like
driving down the street the wrong way.
Yeah.
That's no problem.
it's a drug, but we tax it.
Yeah.
That's basically
Dude,
they didn't like the back and say, we lied to you for all these years.
now, buddy,
It's not the gateway drug. It's not.
in order for me to maintain my stem cell treatment in Colombia, no coffee, no alcohol, no cigarettes. I asked them, what about cannabis? They said, we encourage that. I go, no shit. So all the things that are like legal and everybody, goes for here in the United States, you can't, if you want to extend your life with stem cells, and actually you're disqualified if you do that. So you can't even get past the intake unless you agree not to do it.
It's years ago, and I think they changed the law. My dad had spent years waiting for a liver transplant, and like 2 weeks before, he was like ready, and then they did this drug test on him, and he had dirty cannabis, and they literally, kicked him off the list, and even to get it back on the back end of the list,
motherfuckers,
they made him a 70-year-old guy go to so many AA or 12-step meetings, like if it was like probation, and he had to prove to the organ thing, and they tested him more regularly, and I know he died basically.
They want to kill us here, man.
In
They don't want to
Napa
help
You
us in
know,
America.
some of that
you get
could
to 51
be
for I-15 south towards San
that, like
Diego.
a substance like cannabis, yeah, even what do you call it, fungus and bacterias. Because like when you're going in for a transplant, it's pretty critical that you're don't have any interference
Use
from
the right three
things.
lanes to
That's
detect
such
51.
bullshit though, buddy.
Yeah,
What your system needs is to be balanced, not out of balance. You know, and
I
that's
think
why,
they-
that's what the guy told me on my intake when I had the interview with the doctor. She said, no, that balances your system. We like to see that. And she goes,
Yeah.
she asked me about it. She goes, how do you smoke it? I go, not as much as I take 1,000 milligrams every morning of oil. And she goes, like, good, you know. Even my intake guy, he was saying that his family came to America because of the cannabis. And he's actually meeting me down there. We're going to, he's comes to my live streams. And I wondered why. And he started, you know, we started to become friends. So he's going to be down there at the same time and show me around, which I'm kind of stoked about. And I'll learn about his journey with cannabis. I might even be able to get him in an interview. Maybe that might be kind of fun. If the story is dicey enough, you know what I mean?
I'm trying to piece so you're going to Colombia, the country, to
Yeah.
get some treatment.
South America.
Oh, I thought a few people I know have business down there. Yeah, it's really pretty beautiful down there. And it gets a bad reputation from back in
It's not like that anymore. No.
Yeah, it's not like that anymore, and it's actually a great country.
Well,
with
this
a lot
place, they pick you up at the airport. They take you to the facility where they have a hotel with the room, top notch, everything. Then their facilities next door. They have like a mall within their whole complex. I mean, you don't even have to leave there unless you want to. And but I want to explore the cannabis culture in Colombia there if I can with my buddy who's from Colombia, who was also my intake specialist. So, and he's saying Chuck Liddell's going to be there down there at the same time, and he knows Chuck, and maybe we can hang out with him. I'm like, okay, that'd be cool. So I'm excited, and I'm just stoked. There's a reason there's a reason it took me so long to get my passport, because it's all coming together rather nicely now. You know, it was a bitch getting the passport. There's more people now, Eagle and Buddy, that are leaving the United States than ever before. And so if you want to renew your passport or get a passport, get ready to wait. It's going to take a bit for it to happen. I screwed mine up the first time.
I mean, I guess the term is expats, but like our current, well, older people that are set incomes pretty much can't survive like a monthly life in most places in the United States with like Social Security or retirement. But if you move to certain countries, you're living like almost like a king.
Yep.
And hey, they send your check, they deposit it. And so a lot of elderly people, yeah, they're flocking out of here because simple life, you can live that almost anywhere. A lot of these, I remember there was this thing on the news years ago where there's some kind of rating where they rate the population of countries' happiness factor, right? And there was this whole list. We were like somewhere in the middle of it, but like some of the countries at the top, I remember looking at that story. Yeah, people like just do their day-to-day life wherever you live. Some places.
Well, there you got, you go to a simpler environment and go to the market and you get tomatoes that were picked that morning. You get pineapples that are the most beautiful things you've ever ate. So the quality of life as far as the intake, I mean, here, dude, right now, I mean, it's hard to find. There's a certain store I have to go do for produce because they got the best, which isn't that great, to be honest, but it's better than the rest of the pieces of shit out there, right? And there's another place I have to go to. And it's just like, geez, it'd be nice if everybody would just kind of And then nobody wants to work. So you get there and it's like, what the fuck? You know, when I used to drink coffee, I'd go to the in-store Starbucks, right? And this girl's fucking with the cash register. There's a line and she can't get the tape in the thing, right? And I go over there, I look over there, and I go, take it out. She goes, take what out? I go, take the roll that was in there before, the dud, and take it out. That way you can put the new one in. She goes, oh, and everybody's like, clapping because these are the types of people that we can get to work nowadays. Everybody else is on.
Yeah, if it was an in-store Starbucks, I can hear, like, even though they wear a Starbucks outfit, they're actually like Albertsons or Vons or Ralph employees. They're like under, like that's better than working at a regular Starbucks if you work at the one in the grocery store because you're on the grocery store.
It's so bad, dude. It's so bad. I went to the local supermarket, all right, and there was one check stand open, and on either end there's like 6 or 7 or 8 of the self-serve, right? They were all full, and that one where you check out was just sitting there picking his ass because they do such a poor job of checking you out. Everybody's checking themselves out now. I mean, I get so pissed at the way they bag things, and one guy's talking to you, the other guy's bagging, right? Then you go there and wait, what are all the soft shit at the bottom? What are you doing here? I mean, my bread's crushed. I mean, my pie has broken grapes or whatever. It's just like the quality of service has just slipped off the fuck. Cheese has slipped off the cracker. So now they need to put in more self-serves and get rid of the.
Now myself, I like, oh, they don't give me a discount to bag that shit. It's not the bagging, it's the putting it across the thing. Like I noticed, I've gotten better at it, but like, there's a talent to it. The real cashier, oh, they're good at it. Most of them.
Yeah, those are hard to find. I mean, I feel fortunate when I get treated well at any facility now. Seriously. And I make note of it. So I'll be back. Fuck. You know, especially if it's a small business. Like there's a battery exchange where I go, he'll do oil changes, he'll do all kinds of things.
I mean, customer service or the customer vibe used to be very important to build a business, big or small. And today they can pretty much treat you any way they want. If it's your local store, you're going there, and they know it.
Yeah, it's a small town.
A lot of that is the conglomerates. It's a grocery stores. Like what you think is like a competitor is actually the same store. You know, they've been bought. It's not even better.
Well, that's pretty much BlackRock or Vanguard, basically.
Or pretty much everything. Like
they own those two people or those two corporates own everything. So yeah, dude, we make the best of what we got here, but it's definitely not ideal, in my humble opinion. I'm almost glad I got arrested as many times as I have, just because it woke me up to the fact that this ain't right. Let me figure out what's really going on here. And that's when I started learning, is when I started getting dragged through the justice system, realizing that, wait a minute, I thought I was innocent before proven guilty. Not so much. You know, it's how much can you pay? Then I find out that if I would have talked to the fucking district attorney and had $110,000, it would have went away. What? I found that out 10 years later when I was playing poker with the guy. I didn't even recognize him because he was dealing with such evil fucking energy. He's divorced, alcoholic, and a fucking gamble addict, right? I just took all his money, basically, my son and I, and laughed at him. Oh, I remember you guys. Well, fuck you, buddy. I call. And dude, that was a victory night. We all loved that night. And then he was going to my middle boy for poker lessons. And he was charging him $300 a fucking hour for that shit. And I was just like, no way. So he had money, but he had no life. Right. And I think that's what happens to people that deal with fucking evil. And I don't know, that's just my humble opinion. I mean, I'm sure people could, argue with that, but
Well, but because you have to have a certain mathematical mind or a certain amount of intelligence that to even take poker lessons, right? There's a lot of people that think that it's something you can just like, no, you kind of got to be a little bit smart, quick math.
gotta know people.
I mean,
Yeah. It's I
that
don't play
too.
poker
Oh,
anymore.
there's that side of it. Yeah, I backed off, but I know a couple of my friends.
But he's got the frozen screen today.
System, they had a system and they got these. What do you call it? They run simulations. The data from all those simulations, you stick to that. That's a
Oh, probability. Yeah, probability
takes, like-
programs. Yeah, I've seen those. That's for the online guys, right? I don't like online. Online, if you want to be a robot, you can make money, but
I do it for entertainment every once in a while. I don't personally have the discipline. Like I did, in my mind, I'm like, yeah, I think I'm going to draw that card. Yeah, I'm going to go for it. Where a real poker player, he never thinks like that. You know what I'm saying?
my son, he's super good, and he played professionally for 10 years and did real well. And it would depend on the crowd, but sometimes he would just play and not even look at his cards. And I would just blow me a fuck away, and he would win. And so I started, we all lived together, my two oldest boys and I, and they would play a lot of poker, and we would always play poker to see who would do the dishes, who would do the laundry, who would clean up, right? And I got very tired of being the house bitch. And so I go, okay, I went to my middle son. He was the best player. Teach me. He brings me this book that's 4 inches fucking thick by Brunson. I forget what it's called. Anyway, I had to wade through that. And by the time, if you read that book by Doyle Brunson, it's pretty revealing on how to be successful at poker. And so I started realizing the things that I had taught them about human nature, they were using against me. And so that's when I started getting good. And they didn't really, I wasn't the house pitch anymore, which was kind of cool. But then we went in deep, and we'd have tournaments and what have you. And we ended up getting in trouble with it, basically. But a guy came and couldn't pay, right? After playing 36 hours straight. And he brought in 5 pounds of cannabis, which at the time we were not dealing in. And then he turns around and turns us in. So that was my second bust with cannabis. My first one I had because I was growing, but the second one was kind of contrived. And I think it must have been blowback, or what do they call it? Karma from all the money we were stealing from these doctors and lawyers in this house that we lived up in the high rent district, right? That's also the guy that prosecuted us, the guy that I said we took his money. He was our fucking neighbor. That's why he got so fucking pissed at us when we got busted. And I found that out later. He goes, "You're in my neighborhood." He goes, "I just lived 3 blocks from you guys." I'm like, "No fucking way." Yeah. I'm like, fuck. And it's called Bull Mountain, kind of a high-end thing. But that's how we got there, was through cannabis. And then we got there and decided, all right, let's not do that. Let's keep things legal and just do cards. And we ended up getting busted for cannabis anyway. So it's kind of, I know, again, it must have been karma. But again, that's when I started really going, what the fuck, man? And studying how this system works. And I'm just so glad that I can even talk about this story now. I mean, fuck. It was when I got my card, buddy, for a year, I was still looking over my shoulder, waiting for the cops to show up. And I was 100% legal. I was still traumatized from going through the system twice with cannabis for no reason. It's funny. Anyway, I'll kind of shut up now, guys. I
Yeah,
need to get
well,
out here and go to bed.
it is good that those days have seemed to wane. Like,
Yeah,
as far as like
I'm cool
the,
now.
the system really using the hammer on cannabis people for decades, like treated cannabis as bad as any other substance. For the most part, I think we're at a new place.
Eagle, thank you, brother.
Yeah, it was
It's
good
always
talking.
an honor you pop in, brother.
Thank you. Thanks, buddy. And chat room again, Bingus503 at Gmail if you want Bingusberry or Platinum Asset. You might want to put in there which one you'd like. If you haven't, send me another email. I'm sure if I go look at my email now, there'll be a couple of them anyway. So I'll get those out right away for all of you. So have a good night.
You too.
Cheers, guys.
Cheers.
It's just you and me, Eagle. Where's Major?
I don't know. Green fingers is rolling in.
Oh, good. I love
Oh man. I got a week
What you
of
do?
early days. Me?
What was
Work.
what was Michigan like this weekend? Work?
Cold as fuck. Cold as fuck.
Yeah, we finally, we had the weather last week or two in SoCal. We had a pretty serious winter. It was cold, rainy for 4 or 5 months, but yeah, that's what we back to our beautiful weather. Starting to
That's
get hot.
awesome.
Like
I think we're
90.
gonna have a hot one. 90 already?
Yeah, I'm at my place a couple days ago, middle of the day. Yeah. And a couple nights ago was the first night since December I didn't have my heat on. I had my windows open. I didn't need a jacket or nothing in months. Yeah, like I guess we're at mid 50s at night, maybe 60 at night. Yeah, we're back. Normally, our winter is a few days for, in that period of time. But in that same period of time, we have like summer days, like in January, February, or like really nice days. This year, it was pretty much winter from the end of December to the beginning of April. Probably rain more days than it did, or it felt like that at least. Now, I've already weed whacked my property once, probably almost a month ago. Did early start on it, and yeah, they're at that stage where they're growing like inches a day, and that's every. That makes fire hazard. I didn't even have the weeds maybe sprouted, but they just died. This year they're flourishing, and I assume that means bugs, everything like super bloom.
I can't believe how quick my internal clock flipped. Man, just before the nice days, that spring warm up, if you will, and fucking 40 days and shit, you're like, man, it's a fucking heat wave. I'm ready to get these shorts out and shit. Couple 80-degree days, some nice 60s, and another downturn into the 40s and 30s. And I'm literally like freezing. A couple weeks ago, that shit was warm to me. Now I'm like, holy fuck, where's my long johns? Damn, I put them up too early and shit. It's weird how your body can flip like that so quick. Green fingers had to lube up and fucking come rushing in the second time.
What happened? Cheers.
Cheers. You always get stuck the first time.
Yeah, I don't know. My Wi-Fi tries to connect and then it kicks me off every time. I'm like, why is the Wi-Fi on? I gotta turn it off. It's the opposite of what most people have to do.
That's what I'm saying. You had to lube up and come running through.
You have to come sneaking through on any show. My phone's that old. It's 5, 6 years old now, maybe. Still running.
Shit, where's it at? Right here somewhere. I got a fucking Galaxy 8. Galaxy 8? Oh, well, what are they on? Like 23, 24?
They skipped a lot of numbers.
Still works fine.
I think they went from like 10 or 11, then jumped to 23 somehow. I don't know.
They did skip some, but they kind of like lengthened the years in between, though. It was like 1.5 before they come popping out a new one, therefore.
Right.
I think that was the reason for some of the numbers skip anyway.
Yeah, I have noticed. I'm not an Apple person, but I noticed that I can tell what kind of Apple phone people have by how many lenses is on their camera. Like this new one I has 3, I think. Then the other ones only have 2. But like the 14 or whatever it is, Apple, it takes good pictures. I'd have to admit.
At one point, I had a 3D camera in like, I want to say 2009, something like that. An HTC Evo 3D. Had a little kickstand on it. Took halfway decent 3D pictures, but they were like memory hogs. I was a new cell phone junkie there for a while. They'd let you upgrade pretty freely at Sprint for a minute. Then they locked up on that shit. Remember that? They started buying back phones and shit. I knew when they started buying back phones, I'm like, oh, something's up. Then after they bought back all the phones, they were like, okay, here's your choices are like spend $2,000 on a phone, or you can lease them. You know what I mean? You can rent but you fucking we're more like discount to fucking nothing. You know what I mean? Like they were giving them away before now, and they were.
Even though they say that it was like built into the pricing, but it sure seems like even I have tablets and used to sign a contract and they'd give you a free phone and free other stuff. And
yeah,
get a free tablet for the purchase
of a phone. You used to get a free tablet every phone. I remember that shit back then.
9, like my Android, the 9, had a few years, but it works. I think there might be better ones, but yeah, I'm not paying $1,000 to get another one until this one totally died.
I always thought it was fucked how they were like, new customers get a great new deal and shit like that. Especially on Sprint when it was always about building the network. I'm like, man, I've been here all these years helping you build your network and shit. Now new people get phones for fucking, you know what I mean? I can't get an upgrade for shit. And you would give all these new people phones and all these deals and shit. It's fucked up. Existing customers should be, entitled to all that shit too.
I remember calling him and having like a dispute over that, like going, yeah, I saw on TV. This was like way back years ago. And they were like, oh no, that's this new customer. I'm like, I've been a customer for 5 years, so I'm supposed to pay more? And they were like, well, Unless you want to set up like a new account and cancel your other one, but somehow that didn't make any sense. But yeah, I remember when phone companies, man. Well, I realized with a lot of my younger friends, they have phone, but they're not like on a provider. Like they're just go out to eat, wherever we go, it's like, whoa, what's your Wi-Fi? I never trip on that, right? Like, I don't. My AT&T is good enough most time. No, but all of a sudden, I'm hanging out with younger people. I realized, oh no, they don't really have a phone number. They have like Wi-Fi. You know what I'm saying? Which I get it. They don't pay the ISP provider, and pretty much have a phone. Like if you know how to maximize all that. Oh, there's a few places where you don't have a phone, but as long as you're in a Wi-Fi zone, you're good to go.
Yep. You got to know all the spots. You learn all the spots fast, real fast.
Yeah, well, I'd stage it like probably $100 a month or more, somewhere around there. I mean, we can get cheaper ones, but
Yeah. Unless you have to prepaid like I do, $69 a month and unlimited data, all I could use. So
that's what's important. My fear is one day in the future, you're going to pay for every megabyte. You know, like that's whether it's a movie, whatever you're doing. Well, some plans are that way where you only get so much.
Yeah, my fucking contract with Sprint's so old, they practically got to go into their fucking deep archives and blow that motherfucker off, the dust off that plan and shit.
that's good.
Well, I can't
Coming back
believe
to the
I'm
youth phones.
already off the freeway because like I was just starting this ride way like up in Ventura and I'm almost home. Which I'm saying this because at a certain point going up my hill here, you lose me. So when that happens, it was nice chatting with everyone. And that was the quickest ride I've made. Because usually when I'm by myself, and this is like my 4th trip back and forth from LA in like 10 days, those 2-3 hour rides get long. This one was quick.
Glad to keep company.
I haven't driven like 85. Like we don't have speed limits anymore in California.
Right.
Like I was going fast. 85 to 90 and people were passing me the whole way.
That's how it is.
I do not suggest zooming and driving though, man. I have tried it a couple of times and fucking that shit fucks with me, man. I can't do it. I gotta put the screen down myself. I've tried a couple of times. It's almost like when you're having that eye test and then like there's that strobing flashlight in the corner.
Blink there.
That's what like Zoom's like for me and shit. I'm trying not to look at it, but I can still see like the flash and shit in the corner of my eye. I can't stop looking.
Would have been easier if I had like a
Oh, it's at the hill.
back to all my years of racing go-kart shifter carts. You have to drive with one hand because shifting it. So I've had the phone in my hand for like 2 hours and I've been driving with one hand, but I'm good at that. I've been doing that a lot.
That shit makes my hand numb, man. I just can't hold the phone for that long.
Yeah. Makes it completely numb. I think the radiation.
Oh yeah.
And
I
I'm like,
didn't
whoa,
even think about that. It's
I'm sweating and then numb, and I'm like, whoa, my ears on fire, and I'm like, damn, I can't be on the phone no more, bro. Like, I gotta go. Like, I'll call you later.
I used to work on cell towers there for a while, and I'd start getting headaches and shit, man. Fucking, so I started looking into that shit and like the microwave energy that they comes out the phones and the cell towers and shit. And what I learned back then, and that was like 3G days, three fucking yeah, about that. And I know, right? And fucking
Yeah.
for at that time, an adult using holding a phone 10 minutes to their head penetrated a third of the way into the head and brain. And in that 10-minute conversation, raise the temperature of your brain 1 degree in 10 minutes. And fucking for the same circumstances, for a child age of 10 to use that same cell phone for the same period of time, fucking went from the penetration went from ear to ear and raised the temperature of the brain 3 degrees.
That's way high compared to one
Yeah.
for an adult human. Oh. And who holds the phones most now? Kids.
I know. That
But
was the first thing I told my daughter when I'm like, keep that fucking phone away from my grandson.
yeah, right. And that's not entertainment for the kid anymore. Like that kind of danger. But not that on the wall type of shit.
But then they're exposed to that shit fucking so early. And now fuck, man, they blamed like our parents and like us, my generation, bringing up kids. I'm guilty of like putting kids in front of the TV. You know what I mean? The fucking little babysitter box there and shit. Oh, fucking now it's even worse. Like you're saying, they're just like fucking having them tablets and now you're good for like 2 hours and shit. Well, let me know when you get the sandwich. Fuck
Right.
all that. You know what I mean? That's gonna be bad.
It's already bad. It's just gonna get worse. It's a sad reality. Ready for a reset, guys. Come on, get ready for the reset. If that doesn't happen, we're all fucked.
If it doesn't happen, we're fucked. If it does happen, we're fucked. Where most people are fucked because they don't know how to get by without technology anymore.
3 days later, they're gonna be done just because of 3 days of them panicking, like trying to get something from somebody that they didn't prepare. So just get ready. Just be ready. But now on to brighter news. I cut down half of my room, so that's cool.
Nice. What are you smoking on?
Oh, this is store bought shit. Like you just made me fucking laugh at the same time. This is store bought shit. Still, it's a wedding cake, but I found a seed in there, so so that's cool. They suck at growing fucking weed. They have a fucking store. And they have a store.
I was talking to somebody the other day and we're talking about them having a seeded bud. And I was like, as long as it's like lightly seeded, it's almost like a gift, man. I've always kind of like, especially if it's good weed, like, oh shit, seed. Hell yeah. Get a little bag, mark it down. Fuck yeah.
Yeah, I just hope it's good enough still. I mean, it's a little light, but it did the thumb test. It's like light brown. I tried to crush it on the counter, hurt my thumb, so I don't know what I did with it. Oh, it's back in the jar. Yeah. So I just can't smoke the shit like I do that joint. The last time I rolled like 3 seeds from some shit, like some special shit. Like fuck. Oh well. smoking right up. Damn, that shit got me. But let's set that down. Jesus Christ. The gelato 41 that I took down is fire though. Like the nut, I already smoked those nuts. So just waiting for it to get better. Should be a lot better in a week, I think.
You smoke any of that, Amy?
Not yet. I cut down the whole thing since I have clones of certain stuff. I cut down certain stuff completely. Like just left little stuff hanging out. Yeah, I got it ready. It's taking its time. Like it's gonna take another week, I think. One of them's fast. It's got no stem. I can't remember which one, but it's got like little to no stem to bud ratio. So like the stem snaps, but the buds are still fucking completely fucking wet. So I'm like, damn, the stem test is not working on this one. Can't check it. You just go snap. Oh, it's ready to go in a jar. Like you touch it, it's like, oh, it's fucking wet still. It's just the thinnest stem I've ever seen in my life. I think it's a Tino's. I'm not even sure which one. It's fucking super fucking thin. Looked like a string. I was like, what the hell is holding this thing together? And I go, crack. Just, never really had that problem. That problem in the drying. Like, just snap a stem and it's ready. Cut them off into a bag or a jar or whatever and do what it does. It's still have enough behind me to think of it. In that fucking stem is. Fucking other thing. That fucking that's like the main cola branch.
A little lower
that's
though.
That's the tip of the nugs. Like the rest of it just gets bigger and bigger and bigger. Like, almost fucking nothing. It's crazy. That's when I found on the floor going into the room. I was like, shit, must have fell off on the way. Almost ready to smoke. It's nice and cushy.
Love the fresh harvest.
So past the hay smell already. So just barely passing that hay smell.
I think like the further it gets into it, like the more it gets cured, that's the more I get sick of it. Yeah. So is it the cure or is it you just burned out on it? You know?
I don't know. That's you, right? Because I like it the longer I go. Oh, some of it I like it the longer. This gelato I'm smoking right when I cut this shit down and it's dried. It's that kind of smoke. You can smoke it right off the cut, right off the dry. Like right when it's dry, you can smoke it. No cure needed. And I can only imagine what the cure is going to do to it. So yeah, I won't last that long. That one's not going to last that long.
Yeah, that's what I've always said, though. That's what I've always said, though. Good weed don't need to be cured. It don't last that long.
Certain weed doesn't. You're right. But some weed, I think it needs to go a 2-3 month past the 3 months. So maybe 6 months for real flavors to come out. Those subtle nuances that we're missing that we can't find. I think that's
I
what
don't know about you, but I've never been into like weed bonds. I'm just gonna go ahead and put this pound up and see if it fucking matures in about 6 months. See if I get a little bit more out of it.
Yeah, no.
Nah,
I've done
I'll
that
sell
on
that unit now. Fuck putting it away for later.
I've done that on accident. I could say that for sure. Where I've looked into a hiding spot where I was like, damn, I haven't opened this box. Opened up a whole box and found packs and packs and packs. And been like, open it up and it's perfectly beautiful, like just cured the right way. It's like, fuck, 4 turkey bags in there and it's been underneath all these clothes for fucking a year. Holy shit. So it ended up perfect. So it was the dankiest, best weed I ever had. Some of the best Black Line Reserve that I ever grew like that year. It wasn't even trimmed, that's the whole thing. So it was uncut. And then so I called my ex and she comes running over just to trim it all. She trims it all. I get 2 packs full dried out of it. It was like so beautiful. She trimmed so perfect. But she found like a bunch of seed on one. So that was like the starting of like the best seeds that I think I ever grew. When I popped those seeds, they were fucking amazing. I don't even know what they were. It was like could have been anything. Like 4 different boys. That was the first time I got the good seeds from exotic mic. Yeah. First time I got really good fucking seeds from somebody. I was like, these are the fucking shit. Like, I was hooked on that exotic shit. Exotic mic shit after that.
Good genetics take you real far, that's for sure. And what's funny is you can run a lot of shit and think it's good until you actually get some good genetics. And you're like, man, that other shit I've grown. It's good.
That's what I feel about my stuff. I'm like, my stuff's fucking what my mom is able to smoke and say I don't get a panic attack. So I'm like, all right, that's mids. But it's useful and it makes my mom fucking not. She can smoke 2 joints and be like, I'm good. I made her smoke 2 with me earlier and she was fucking, I'm not good. Here, take it. I'm like, fuck, already? Like, I need to go get some fresh air. I'm like, already? Fuck. Like, it's 100 degrees almost. Fuck. Except there's no fresh air out there. Unless you like breathing in fire. It's like, yeah. So that lower THC shit goes a long way sometimes. But yeah, when it's boo boo, it's no good. When it's lower THC and boo boo. So yeah, just good genetics. I mean, if they're good, they're good. My dog is stuck outside. I'll be right back. He's blind. Maybe like 3 seconds.
All right, right on. Cheers, chat. What you guys doing? Thank you guys for hanging out. Oh man, it's been a long day. Got a 9 to 5 it all week.
Weather's good.
Yes. Well, it's shitty weather, but I'll be indoors. Won't be
What's
so
shitty
bad.
weather? Shitty and wet and damp, or shitty as in hot?
Shitty as fuck. Let's see. If I remember right, I think it's like fucking 60 at best. Whoa, even worse. Yeah, excuse me. Today, 46. Tomorrow, 47, 47, 57, 61, 52, 45, 48, 49. So, yay. Yay to that weather.
Oh, my dog just woke up with a panic attack or some shit. What the fuck's wrong with him? It's weird. He's like ran up fucking. All the dogs turned around and looked at him, and fucking he ran through, fucking huffing and puffing. Looked at me and turned back around, just left. Weird. Wish they
The
could
boy
talk.
says your mom would be the ultimate guest.
Who?
Your mom.
Who?
Boo boy said your mom would be the ultimate guest.
No, she'd freeze up and not know what to say. She's one of those type of people who don't speak in public very well. So if you did like a one-on-one with her, she'd fuck it. Fast fucking conversation. Once you know somebody's watching, she's like, she'd probably be one of the, maybe like without the camera on, she could do it. She just gets, I don't know. Yeah. She's cool as fuck though. I mean, on a one-on-one level, yeah, great guest. Or she was like behind me talking shit right now. Like that's what she's good at. She's like a good, like back behind, like listening in. Like,
Nah, that's a good idea, but I don't. That's a good and bad idea. I don't know how many people would get on board with that. He's like, let's have a 24-hour open panel to the mothers. You do that on like Mother's Day and
that'd
shit.
be a cool Mother's Day thing for sure.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, maybe like not maybe at 24 hours you have to do that for worldwide people, right? All the guests have mothers that are gonna be awake at different times for sure. But like that'd be a hard
I
thing.
remember old Boston Green Fingers when he was all
Yeah,
smoking
my mom's
that
young
weed.
though, so it's cool. Like my mom's like maybe your age, 50 something. How old are you? 50 something?
51.
All right, I was gonna say late 50s for my mom, man. So maybe she's 60 now. Shit, she's older than she's older than me. I remember when she was 50, because she'd be talking mad shit back then, and I'd be doing mad dirt. So yeah, we have a great relationship. Though, like bounce off each other pretty good. Like I told her we should do a show together, type shit. She's like, nah, I can't do that. I'm like, you don't even have to be on the camera. You can just be behind over here talking shit like how you do, and fucking I'll just be doing whatever I'm doing. And she just got on no. I was like, dang, all this weed you buy, we could do reviews on the shit every fucking week, once a week. That's like fucking already. That's a lot of shows if we do that once a week, every fucking Sunday, like how we have been. Just just a sesh right here, me and her, smoke review sesh. Like I'm gonna do it without her knowing one day, and she's gonna get pissed. And be like, she's gonna record it, keep it, post it one day, and she'll be like, "What the fuck?" Like, and she'd never know because I wouldn't have to tell her. But she's really funny. Talk mad shit though. But
My mom, my real mom, fucking was she was quite the character. She talks some mad shit. She was too. She was quite the character. My mom.
that's awesome. Yeah, everybody
What
out
I
there.
got to know of her, anywho's.
Yeah, I was gonna say, everybody out there, call your moms if you still have one. Let's fucking do it. Don't think about it, just do it.
Good advice.
It's a special relationship. Still got one, do it.
Yeah, mine was pretty crazy. Unfortunately, pharmaceutical drugs plugged out our relationship, and it was always a thing that was present in her life. And she passed at 47. She was already gone.
Sorry to hear that.
And
Maybe it's easier when yeah, sucks. It's just same thing. I don't know. It's like when the pharmaceutical companies are there for you, it's like the same thing. When my grandma lived the extra 10 years because of them, but at the same time, like they took her out at the same time. It's like fucked up because she got addicted as fuck. And I hated that shit, but certain things she was taking kept her alive. And she stopped taking those things, start taking the bad ones. It's like, fuck. She found out what she liked and which ones she could take, which ones she didn't have to. That sucked. Full on addict. At 80 years old, she was turned into a full on addict.
watching my mom and their friends, man, they would swap pills and fucking just need 10 to get me by till Friday. Get you back when I get my script and shit.
It sounds like my grandma. It sounds like my grandma with fucking my uncle and shit. Like he was a.
They all knew who had what when, which was crazy. Almost like they writ that shit on their calendar. Oh, such and such got whatever on the 25th. Crazy life, that's for sure. She led a crazy life.
I gotta let the dogs out. They're going crazy.
Happy 420.
420, everybody.
Cheers.
No, we were
Working on that dab song for you there, John.
there. We right there. I gotta let them go pee.
There we go. YouTube's been playing it a little bit more lately. The old dab song. Putting it up in the playlist. Oh, I gotta get up there. Really. There we go. Cute. There's got to be a better way. Okay, good. Some dead music for you, John. Cheers. Happy 420, everybody. I had to mute you with things.
I thought I muted myself. I'm sorry. Shit.
You're good. You good.
Must have double tapped it on my run out. See, I did it again. Won't mute. I see what happened. My callous finger won't mute it. Fucking A.
Got a couple fingers like that. I think it's like lack of blood flow or something. No, it might be callous. I can't tell you. Now you are muted. Cheers. The old dad song. Here's to all the weed nerds. We are out after the damn song. I am 100% whooped. I got to get my ass to bed. It is 4:22 here. I need to be up and at work by 10:30, which means next to no sleep, which is fine with me because I'm fucking ready to pass out. Anywho's from today's day of work. I appreciate you guys coming and hanging out. I'm trying to get back into more consistency for you guys. Do not forget, tomorrow is Monday, 9 o'clock, Weed Nerd World. Probably running from like 9 to 12 so I can hit the gym after the Weed Nerd World instead of before. Hopefully that works for y'all. Well, cheers, Green 13, Buddha Boy, Hillbilly.
Blind ass dog ran to the back. I'm letting him go out there by himself. I don't care. I can't walk him around everywhere. He's got a nose. It's nighttime.
Well, Mr. Green Fingers, at the end of that damn song, we are out of here, my friend. I gotta get some rest. I gotta get up early. But keep in mind, like I was just saying, tomorrow is an early Weed Nerd World. If you want to pop in 9 o'clock Eastern Standard Time, I believe that's what, 6 your time?
I think so.
On the West Coast.
Yeah.
Yeah, boy, yeah. Knows how to party. All right, brother. Thank you for popping in.
All right. Sorry about that. Yeah. Had a good time. Fucking jumped in late because the plants were coming down, but it's a good show to watch. Everybody go plant some seeds. Have a good night. Have a good, better morning, Eagle. Cheers. Peace out.
Peace out. Have a great day.
Yeah.
All right. With that being said, I'm so ready for bed. I do owe you guys a nice shout outs list. I always feel guilty when I don't do them. Believe it or not, I really do. But if this is the end of your day, your journey, which it is most certainly is mine, I hardly keep my eyes open. This is get some rest like I'm getting ready to do. This is the beginning of your day, your journey. Please have an awesome day. Please take time out for a little bit of self-love, a little bit of meditation. Kick off your week right along the lines of your amazing day. Take time out to do something nice for somebody. Random acts of kindness do save lives. And with that being said, Cheers, Stony Rockefeller. Everybody, cheers to you as well. I'll take my tired ass to bed. Good night, guys. I'll see you at 9 o'clock Eastern Standard Time, 6 o'clock Pacific Standard